Today we're going to listen to Ace Frehley Origins and we're going to pluck some doves. So this video is a quick demo and explanatory on how I pluck doves and why I pluck doves. These doves were shot on September the 1st. Today is September the 11th. So they've been in my refrigerator for 10 days, 11 days. And we're going to pluck these doves. This is how I do a dove. I always pluck doves. I never breast them out because they're so easy to pluck. A lot of guys will just simply breast out their doves, wrap them in bacon, throw them on the grill. You know the routine. I like to do the bird a little respect, and I like to pluck my doves. You just get a tiny bit more meat. They cook up a little bit nicer. It's a nicer presentation, and again, they're easy to pluck. So here's how I do my doves. The thing about plucking doves is you always want to pluck all of your doves before you draw them and remove the entrails, because otherwise your fingers get bloody and wet and messy, and it does not aid in the feather removal process. So a lot of guys might say, okay, so why do you leave your doves in the refrigerator for 10, 11 days? That's gross, that's ridiculous, that's nasty, that bird is rotten, so on and so forth. But I'll tell you right now, that is not the case. You can leave these doves fully feathered in your refrigerator for 2 weeks, as long as they're not too shot up, and they will be just fine. In fact, they will age in the bottom of your refrigerator. So what I do is I'll lay a sheet of newspaper out in the bottom tray of my drink refrigerator down in the layer, and I'll put these birds on that newspaper when I get home from hunting and just walk away. So you're tired, you're hot, you want to clean up and relax when you get back from hunting. The last thing you want to do is mess with cleaning doves, so don't worry about it. Put them in the refrigerator and they'll be just fine. They'll age down there in the bottom of the refrigerator, and when they come out, they will be super, super tender and flavorful. Kind of got to trust me on that. But I do the same thing with my pheasants, my woodcock, grouse. You put them in the refrigerator and walk away, and you'll be surprised at the results. They don't get nasty, they don't rot, they'll age in the bottom of your refrigerator. Pheasants, I'll leave them in there up to a week. Woodcock, I'll leave them in there up to 14 days. And these doves here, again, 7 to even 14 days, just depending on when I'm ready to get around to taking care of the bird. So there's the plucked bird. I took a little bit longer than I could have. I wasn't going for a world record, plucking record on this dove, but you can see that it's ready for the grill, and it's a neat little morsel of food right there. That is, in my opinion, much nicer and gives much more respect to this bird than just breasting it out. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with breasting out a bird, but this is my favorite way to do it. Let's see what's in the crop of this bird. Let's check it out. Some more grain and a different seed, a little black seed right there. So I'll clean out the crop. Again, don't do this. Don't clean your crops or draw your birds until after you're done plucking all of them. Otherwise, your fingers get wet and nasty, and feathers stick to your hands, and it just becomes a mess. But so there's a clean crop on that bird right there. Let's open it up. My hands are already bloody and dirty here, so let's open the cavity. And right there is the gizzard. And we're gonna save that guy. He's gonna go in the frying pan with some olive oil, some butter, some garlic salt. Let's see if we can get the heart out of this guy too. Little dove heart. There it is. There's the dove heart. That's going in the silver bowl. Remove the rest of the entrails. The lungs are always the worst part to get out of any game bird. I always hate trying to get the lungs out. You end up puncturing your fingers on a rib bone or something else in there, and they're just a pain. Okay, so here's the dove plucked and drawn. What I'm going to do is rinse this off in the sink before I marinate it. Let it dry, pat it off with some paper toweling. Doves are such a fragile bird. You can bring these down with, typically use 8-shot. 8s or 7.5s, probably more 8s more frequently than 7.5s, but dove's an easy bird to take down out of the sky. They're very fragile. Their feathers are extremely soft. As you can see, they just peel right off of the bird. The skin is very thin. The bones are very fragile, not like a pheasant. There's no plate of armor on this dove. So one or two BBs, and a dove will come right down. I've shot doves already where you make a heart shot or shoot it through the chest cavity, and you don't hit any. You don't hit the central nervous system. And I've watched doves fly for hundreds of yards before they would falter and just drop to the ground. That's kind of a neat phenomenon to witness. So it does pay to keep your eye on every bird that you shoot at, if you can, or for as long as you can, to see if you possibly hit that bird. Okay. So here are the doves and the hearts and gizzards, and they're going to go inside. I'm going to wash them off in the sink and try not to get too many feathers in the sink and get my wife irritated at me. So that's my dove plucking tutorial and explanation. Hope you enjoyed it. Go out and pluck some doves.